YouTube co-founder predicts decline of the platform following removal of dislikes. A universally disliked change, says co-founder Joed Karim.
Remember him?
Yeah, he was the zoo guy.
Yeah.
That's the first video ever uploaded to YouTube. This has been such a controversial topic. Many creators have weighed in on it, and people think the dislike was very useful. People think that the dislike was a way to immediately know if a video was like misleading,
sure,
ripped, a copy, a fake. This was the specific scenario that I saw being talked about, where you could immediately see that discrepancy on the dislike to like ratio, and then know, oh, this is I should have a different reaction to this because I'm like now that I know that there's something wrong with it. Let's say I don't think YouTube cares. Like,
definitely not the algorithm.
But what I mean to say by that is, this strikes me as one of those things that people are going to, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it strikes me as one of those things that people are going to yell about, be very angry about in the short term. Almost like the old days when something would change on social media, except people have more stamina for being displeased back then. But the way the cycle is now, something happens, people are angry for 5 minutes, and then you forget that it ever used to be any different than it is right now. And I don't know what I mean to say by that. Like, my position is, I think I'd rather have it there, the dislike bar. Like, all
sure,
things considered, if you were to ask me right now, like, as a user, would you rather have it there? Yeah, sure. But YouTube has increasingly done things that are different from the way they have in the past, including embracing new formats like shorts, things like that, where increasingly YouTube seems to be aware of its competition for time spent. And I think that they weigh all these things as they make these decisions. You don't have the dislike in places like Facebook, right? You just
I think it's only
you just
thumbs
have
up
the like.
and comments.
You just have the like.
Yeah.
And you have a bunch of other emotes. What about on TikTok? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. No dislike, right?
No.
So you put this shorts program in, and you hear these reports of all this watch time being gobbled up by these emerging platforms, and then what kind of magic is going into the reason behind why a platform is gathering attention and stealing it away from YouTube? And it's hard to decipher. It's so complex. And then so you look at these alternative platforms and how they operate and what they have going on. Instagram, let's say. Well, first you need content. You need a low barrier to entry, a low threshold for more content creators. Well, what's the first thing I say to people when they say, oh, I want to go create content on YouTube? I say, okay, well, can you, like, how do you deal with criticism? You might, if you're sensitive, it might bother you that you get this kind of unfiltered feedback. Now, where does that unfiltered feedback happen? Well, it happens in the comments, but the thing about the comments is they kept getting more and more hidden. That's another change that's taking place. So YouTube's obviously aware of this. And as much as we look at YouTube from the viewer perspective, you know they're taking into consideration the viewer, the creator, the barrier to entry to make content, what's holding people back from posting more, dominance. How do you dominate? How do you maintain your lead? What are you missing, etc.? And one of the things on TikTok, which, like I said, I think they're viewing as major competition right now. I'm not saying they should or shouldn't. I just think that they are. TikTok, the barrier to entry seems low. You have people creating content on TikTok that I think never would have reached for YouTube. Because first of all, you're just making it on your phone. Second of all, it all seemed very lovey-dovey up until recently. Like, all very positive and whatnot. Look, it's just a heart, and that's the end of it. I mean, maybe you can get a survey here and there. So, listen, man, there's always reasons for this. It's not just some, like, frivolous decision that YouTube woke up in the morning. Susan woke up in the morning and was like, night, dislike. No, man, they're looking around at the landscape. They're trying to compete, and they're going to do anything necessary to compete. That's not really to do with us. They want to remain in the lead. And they must feel that to a certain extent, no matter what they're going to say about it, they say, oh, it's mental health of the users, the producers, whatever. No. It is mental health of the users, but it's mental health of the users or the producers because we need what they're doing and we need them to keep doing it at a high level. Mm-hmm. Their mental health is beneficial to our bottom line. Mm-hmm. The viewers' mental health is beneficial to our bottom line. Fatigue hurts our bottom line. Pain and suffering hurts our bottom line.
Yeah, we're all drawn towards drama. So,
end of the day, whatever. I mean, I kind of like the fact that YouTube was holding on to this weird thing from the old days, this dislike button. It kind of made it different. Mm-hmm. But I knew the days were numbered because YouTube keeps seeing that market share slip away when it comes to attention and time spent. YouTube was the only game in town, man. And then video popped up everywhere.
Sure.
No one was doing video.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, Will.